soaps started with a berry vanilla inspired soap. I like to do a soap this time of the year inspired by berries. I've done twigs and berries. I've even used black raspberry vanilla and done I think it was a berry bramble or brambleberry thicket, something along those lines. I like to kind of bring back this theme during the fall. So I just added in some goat milk, which is a powder that I've mixed together with some water to make a little slurry. I've already have my kaolin clay into the oils that are at room temperature. I've got my lye solution here that has Tussa soak and sodium lactate in it, also at room temperature, and I'm going to give these a quick mix and get them to a light trace. Alright, I've split it off into 4 containers. Into the very large bucket, I'm going to add some titanium dioxide that has been dispersed in water. I'm going to add some vanilla powder. This is to go with the scent, which is called berry vanilla. A little dash of that in there. Then I've got some blackberry mica. We're going to add to this bowl. Sense a theme here. We've got all berries. That is by Nurture. I've also got some berry twist. That is by Nurture that I'm going to add into this one. And then last I have some red raspberry mica that is from Be Scented that is going into this guy. So we are going to get these all mixed up and add our fragrance. And then I'm thinking we'll do like an in the pot swirl and a drop swirl, and we're going to figure this out. So let's start mixing up the white first. Set these off. Get this going. So the fragrance is by Crafter's Choice. It is called Berry Vanilla. I believe it's a Bath and Body Works dupe, but it has notes of wild blueberry, bergamot, blackberry, vanilla, cream, raspberry sugar, and buttermilk musk. And I don't believe it has any misbehaving qualities to it, but it does have a bit of vanillin in it, and it will discolor a tiny bit to a yellow. Not going to worry about that. At least it's not brown. I'm going to hand mix that in, and then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this blackberry color into my white bucket for an in the pot swirl, and then I'm going to pour that into my molds and drop. No. Okay. Typical Tierra style. I'm going to pour these pinks into the white and then drop this purple into those colors. Oh my goodness, look at that. Set up a little bit on me. Titanium dioxide can often do that. I'll let it sit for a bit. That's okay. We're going to loosen it up a little bit with this fragrance. Get these mixed in real quick. Get my molds up here, skirt down the sides. We're good. We'll be good. Getting Valentine's Day vibes, not what I was going for, but we're going to decorate the top of this and kind of bring it all together. So I have got some blueberries and some raspberries and some blackberries. These are all made out of mountain pour that I'm going to randomly place all over this. I am then going to whip up some frosting, some green frosting, and we are going to add some leaves to this. Now, I'm going to randomly place these, I said, but of course I'm going to still think about it as I do it because I don't really want the berries to get cut because they're mountain poor and they get a little difficult to cut through when they're mountain poor, but if they get cut, it's not the end of the world. I just don't want to cut through like all of the berries with my cutter and then have like half berries everywhere. So I also have to mention it's like 90 some degrees out and hot and humid out, so I am blaming the soap batter and the weather, well, blaming the weather for the soap batter's behavior today. Even my little embeds are a little soft, even though I poured them up a while ago. It's just really hot, really hot out today. Looking forward to fall, but I mean, I say that all the time. I'd say that all year round. Yeah, I like it so far. I think the leaves are really gonna fill everything in. So we have officially, and it's coming up on a year, lived in our house. Huzzah! It's crazy how fast the year flies by. It's insane. Between like just living in this house and having the baby is, you know, a year ago. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it sure feels like a lot, and a lot's happened in between now and then. But whew, what a year. COVID, it was still, I mean, last year was COVID too. I feel like we've been dealing with that for more than a year. But I mean, it's definitely put a damper on things, but having a new house and a baby's definitely kept me busy, regardless of COVID. Planning Sebastian's first birthday coming up and his 1-year photo shoot, and you know, just getting the house ready for fall. Since I've lived here, I've been able to see everything that's grown over the years, and I don't know if I've talked about this or not. I forget. I always blame things on mom brain. It is there 100%. I have mom brain 24/7. I mean, my kid's still alive, and that's all that counts, right? I have wineberries growing out back. I don't know if you've ever heard of wineberries before, but they are really cool, and I've done bake with them and picked them, and they have a very short season, and they're very invasive, so they keep growing and growing and growing. I think I need more blueberries on top of this. I found out I have black raspberries growing in my backyard. The elusive black raspberry, something that I never knew really existed until a couple years ago. They're growing in my backyard. How cool is that? I've got all kinds of things popping up that I don't know where they came from. Plus things I've grown. I swear I have an overabundance of tomatoes, and I don't even like tomatoes, but I grew at least 20 plants of them, and I'm tomato tuckered out. I've made tomato pies and tomato jams and tomato sauces and tomato soups, and I am trying to randomly find a place to stick this guy. Alright, I need more blueberries. Alright, got a little leaf tip. I'm just going to randomly place some leaves on these berries. Yeah, I was saying, just we've really been enjoying our backyard and really making it a nice place to hang out, and there's just so much going on back here. I added some bird seed to some of the bird feeders that were already left here. We now have like yellow finches, some house finches, and some other finch. There's just finches everywhere, and they are constantly making a mess in my bird feeder, but I love it. I love seeing these happy little birds making a mess all over the place. I also added a hummingbird feeder. I'm so happy to have one of those. It's one of the kinds that suction cup to the window, and I put it on our bedroom balcony door, and there are hummingbirds at this thing constantly. Like every time I turn around, there is a hummingbird at the feeder. It's just so cool. I think they're the cutest little things. They're just so magical to me. It's almost like they're little fairies of the backyard because they're so rare and so fast and just so unique compared to a normal bird. And here's a good example. I was sitting with Bash putting him down for a nap today, and I looked over and I saw this like little point hanging off of the bird feeder, and I was like, what is that? That is not a hummingbird butt. So I got really close, and I noticed it was a hummingbird hanging upside down. I was like, oh my gosh, I killed it. What did I do or didn't do to its hummingbird nectar that I put in there? Like, I murdered this hummingbird, and I watched it for a little bit, and next thing you know, I mean, I was right up on it. I was at the window with my nose to the window, just staring at this thing, and I was like, it's dead. It got up and flew away. So they go through something called a torpor. I don't even know if I'm saying that correctly, but to reserve energy, like their heart rate drops, their breathing slows, and they just kind of go in this like this stage of rest. It's so weird. So if you ever see a hummingbird hanging upside down, you didn't kill it. It's having a nap. Learn something new every day. All right, I'm going to find some glitter for this. I think we've got enough leaves on here. I may add more because I say that, but then I'll find another spot and keep going. Glitter, and let it sit for 24 hours. I'll come back and cut into it. All right, a little bit of Eco Glimmers Eco Glitter. This one is called Divalicious. A little bit of pink, a little bit of silver, and like a hint of purple in there. I think this will look perfect on top. Give it a tiny spritz with rubbing alcohol, and I'll see you guys in 24 hours. Well, it'll be like 2 seconds, you know, for you. I love the colors of these soaps. So look at the side of that and how pretty those swirls are. So super excited to cut into this. Not the colors I would have typically traditionally gone for with like fall and berries, but I mean, to me it screams berry syrups or like berry purees inside of like a vanilla cream, and it looks delicious and it smells divine. I love this fragrance. It smells so good. It's easier to smell it. Oh, I gotta smell every single bar of it. It's so good. I love it. Smell this one. Okay, I'll show it to you. Love the swirls in it and the little specks of vanilla bean. There are a couple glycerin rivers that collected in the white swirls, but adds to its character. I used to hate glycerin rivers. I used to think they were awful and ugly, but every now and then they're not that bad, and I think they lend to the design in the swirls. Typically, depends on the swirls, you know, what technique I go with, what the colors are, and how bad the glycerin rivers are, but they're not that bad in here. There's the top of it. I love the little berries and the glitter. So happy with this soap. I'm not lying, I have to smell every single one of these. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I love those colors. Love these colors. So these are going to be available on October 29th. That is the date for the next shop update. The next collection. All the soaps you'll see made in October. So mark your calendars and look forward to more soaps to come out this month for that release. Thank you guys so much for watching and joining me for another soap making adventure. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up. If you're new and haven't done so, think about subscribing. Oh, look at the top of this one. We got one of every berry on there and a nice little dash of glitter. Pretty swirls. Any questions or comments, leave them for me in the comment section down below. Gotta cut through a berry, it's okay. And until next time, I hope you guys have a very nice day. And I will smell you later.